Hello, everyone. Hello again, and welcome back to the Math Puzzle Crash Course. I've got a little different problem here. We're going to jump into the world of algebra for those who are dying to get some algebra problems. I always like these kind of problems because you really have to take it step by step. They can look really overwhelming, and want to make sure I give credit to the where I found this too, but let me just show the problem here as it's stated. It's j plus j plus j equals 60. We have j plus k equals 26. K plus L equals 15. And the question is, what is j plus k times L? If we know everything above. It is possible to solve this. You need to have a process that you go through to do it. I know for a lot of people that maybe didn't take a lot of algebra or it's been decades since you've had it. I know this can look really daunting. I know when I was really young, word problems used to just scare me. Like I would just get terrible anxiety. And it really wasn't until I developed a methodology of how to approach it. Just take it by little bits. Don't look at the whole thing. But first of all, I just wanted to say that this problem, I found this on a Facebook reel. I've got the link here. I'll put the link in the description because I really owe it to them. I really want to see them get some likes and shares and hopefully some subscriptions too for posting this. This is a good one. It's the Ultra EDU Facebook page. So go give them a like, a share, subscription, even if you'd like to. But I do want to give credit to them for this problem. The solution is my own. I loved it. It was a nice little puzzle to work through. So again, we have j plus j plus j equals 60. So we have three relationships that we know about, right? So let me show you how I approached it. Now, there's different ways to approach it. I could have maybe started somewhere else, but to me, the easy thing was seeing that very first line where you have j plus j plus j. That's one variable. And what you want to do in these problems is you want to try to find the value of at least one of the variables. Like, what's the easiest variable to find? If I look on that second line, I got j plus k plus k. I got two different variables. On this third line, you've got k plus L equals 15. There's two different variables. It's kind of hard for me to isolate a single variable there. But the real key to this problem is that very top line where it says j plus j equals 60. Let's go to this next page and just show you what I did. So what I like to do in these problems is say, for me, it's a little bit easier to think of this as a multiplication on the left side of the equation. So instead of j plus j, I changed that to 3j, which also is the same thing as 3 times j. Think of 3j, it's like an implied multiplication, okay? You could put a multiplication symbol in there if you'd like. But what I did is I wrote it out as 3j equals 60. So my goal was to try to figure out what j was first, and then go from that and see what else I can find out. So if you have 3j equals 60, you can divide both sides of the equation by 3, right? So 3j divided by 3 is just j. So if you look off to the right of my arrow here, I have my j. Now on the right side of the equation, I'm taking 60 divided by 3. Well, what is 60 divided by 3? It's equal to 20. So already I know that j is equal to 20. Well, this is really a big start because once I know what j is, I can move down to the second line and try to figure out what k is. And the way you would go about that is, since I know that j is 20, you have in the second line, you have j plus 2k. Now, look what I did there. It's j plus k, but I simplified it down to 2k because I'm going to try to solve for k. And it's just a little bit easier for me to look at it again as a multiplication. So k plus k is the same as 2k. So we have j plus 2k equals 26. Well, we already know that j is equal to 20, so let's substitute the j with a 20. So now you have 20 plus 2k equals 26. So now what you can do is subtract 20 from both sides of the equation. Keep in mind, I'm trying to isolate the k, right? So 20 minus 20 on the left side is just 0. So I'm just left with my 2k on the left side of the equation. On the right side of the equation, I'd have 26 minus 20, which is 6. So that's where you see here where I have 2k equals 6. That's how I did that, by subtracting 20 from each side. Now from here, if I want to isolate k, I can just divide both sides of the equation by 2. You're allowed to do that. You can, as long as you divide, multiply, add, as long as you're doing the same thing on both sides, you're not affecting the outcome. So divide 2k by 2, and that leaves me with k. You divide 6 by 2, that leaves you with 3. So k equals 3. So now we take it all the way down here to where we have k plus L equals 15. Remember that? That was our third line in the original problem. So I'm taking the L plus L and making it easier for me to solve by making that 2 times L. L plus L is 2 times L. So now instead of k plus L, I have k plus 2L equals 15. Well, I already know what J was when we figured out what K was, right? So I can come down here and say, okay, I'm going to substitute K with a 3. So now that leaves me with 3 plus 2L equals 15. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. You can think about that one for a second if you need to. So again, here I brought this back over on this next page. 3 plus 2L equals 15. Well, so how do I isolate the 2? How do I get down to L? Well, first of all, we can subtract 3 from both sides of our equation. So 3 minus 3 on the left side would leave me with a 0. So it just leaves me with the 2L. I just have the 2L left on the left side of the equation. The 3 goes away. Now if I subtract 3 from the right side of the equation, what's 15 minus 3? 15 minus 3 is 12. So you're left with 2L equals 12. Then you have L equals 6 because I can divide by 2 on both sides. 2L divided by 2 is L. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So L equals 6. So now we know that J is 20, we know that K is 3, and we know that L is 6. And so what they wanted us to solve, they had this question mark thing where it said J plus K times L equals what? Well, now we can just substitute those variables with the numbers that we found, right? Substitute the J, the K, and the L with the 20, the 3, and the 6. So you're going to have 20 plus 3 times 6 equals 38. So the answer to the problem is 38. So when you go back up here, this original question, J plus K times L, you can replace that question mark with 38. So I hope that's been helpful. I'm going to try to add a few more of these problems. I'm going to try to delve into some algebra, maybe at some point even some calculus, which, honestly, calculus I'm an engineer and I actually haven't used a lot of calculus in quite a few years, so it'd be good for me, honestly, to do a review of that myself. I don't claim to be the world's, but I'm not even a mathematician. I can't qualify as that. But anyhow, the Math Puzzle Crash Course is on YouTube and Facebook, so please like, share, subscribe, and I hope this has been helpful to you. Thanks.